Next up is Isaac Kolding. From the English department in the College of Arts and Sciences. Isaac hails from Prineville, that's in Oregon, right? Isaac is pursuing a career in education, potentially with an education or arts-related nonprofit. Isaac has done lots of theater in college, also plays the guitar, something that I have been trying unsuccessfully to do for 5 years, so I appreciate that skill. Are you all set, Isaac?
I think so.
Ready, set, pitch.
How do you tell whether a novel is good or bad? In 1852, this novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was published, and it deeply moved people in the US and across the world. It was also pure propaganda. It used the rhetoric of the radical abolitionists, the activists who fought slavery. But even though it was propagandistic, it was still considered a masterpiece by many critics. That's in 1852, but by 1900, this same exact book is an embarrassment. It's lousy art, largely because it was so propagandistic. So in 1852, a novel could be good literature and propaganda. And then by 1900, good literature and propaganda are two separate things. So why did this happen? I didn't think that cultural historians have told the whole story yet. So I combed through hundreds of historical documents to identify the specific kind of rhetoric used by radical abolitionists, the rhetoric that made this book such propaganda. Then I analyzed novels from before and after the Civil War to see how they used that rhetoric, so I could track the changing relationship between literature and propaganda through the 1800s. What I found is that the Civil War itself was the turning point for American literature. It was the moment when critics and novelists began moving away from this idea that good literature could be propaganda. But why would the Civil War have this effect? Well, the radical abolitionists believed that revolutionary change could help perfect America. The Civil War was certainly revolutionary, but it was also violent and traumatic. By the time it was over, it became clear that the United States was still very far from being perfect. In reaction to this political reality, novelists began making fun of the abolitionists, showing abolitionist-style characters struggling and failing to achieve radical and positive social change. They began to express a new kind of pessimism about the very possibility of radical, positive social change. And these attitudes about this pessimism was a sign of artistic integrity, artistic honesty. And these ideas still structure the way that many people talk about literature, even today. So, how do you tell whether a novel is good or bad? My research reminds us that it's not just a question about whether you thought a book was fun or whether you happened to like it. These are deeper questions. They're questions about our politics and our values, about what we as a culture believe is true and good. You can learn a lot about history by memorizing facts and statistics. But my research is important because you can only truly understand our culture if you understand the stories that we like to tell about ourselves. Thanks.